Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah. Clap. Clap. Great stuff. I love to see it. Robbie's clapping too. All right. So welcome to Space City Rocketry meeting for August 31st, the last day of August. Let me share my screen real quick. Here we go. All right. So let's present. That's the wrong date. That's the wrong date. It's all right though. Let's move to the agenda. Some of the things we're gonna be going over today. Not too much, but of course the weekly shout outs we do every single week. We've been doing it for around a couple months now. Final decision on the diameter, zenith progress. We'll be talking to y'all today. Meeting times. We asked everyone to fill out the when to meet last week. So I guess we'll be choosing the meeting times today, or we'll be telling you about what we chose. Recruiting, it's officially recruiting season, and then sub-team updates and the questions. So first, shout outs. We want to give a shout out to the recovery team, especially Alex and Alan, for actually coming up with a very interesting mechanical separation system that you'll be seeing later during the recovery sub-team update. Very interesting. JP for getting the new Siemens code. Thank you for that. That's really going to help out sub-teams installed many of the softwares that Siemens has offered to us. Specifically analysis, I know they've been wanting to get some of the softwares updated, but Robbie will be talking more about that on the sub-team updates. And then also Ozzy for doing a lot of work when it comes to SRAD propulsion, stuff behind the scenes. Met up with the capstone team. He'll be going over that in the slides. So great stuff. So now, Gustavo, if you want to take it, the Zenith progress.
Love to. So just a quick update on how Zenith is going. We made the diameter decision, so shout out to everybody who did the trade study stuff. We will be going for an overall 6-inch diameter. It looks like most of the sub teams, if not all of them, would benefit from going up to 6 inches. There's a few drawbacks though, like the increase in diameter is going to increase the weight and probably the cost of the rocket. But it's just overall a less complex design to go with 6 inches. So now the focus will be to go with 6 inches, but like keep the weight to an absolute minimum. So that way we can still try to, maximize or make the rocket as most efficient as possible. Also, just a request for all of you guys, especially the sub-team leads. If you guys can make a summer progress report. So now that we've had a week or two to settle into the new semester, I think it'd be a great opportunity to sit down and write and just note what we did over the summer, all the progress you made, just so it's there for the future. And ideally we have that by September 10th. So you have a little over a week and a half till you have that done. I know analysis got a head start on it. So if you guys want to look at that, they're close to done. It's not quite done yet, but they're close to done. So that's a good example. Or you can look at previous ones from last semester.
I like the picture. Hope you'll do too.
Oh, I love it.
Meeting times. So from the looks of it, it looks like general meetings will stay on Tuesday at 7 p.m. This will continue throughout the rest of the semester. So Tuesdays at 7 p.m., just like it's been over the summer, just like it's been the semester before, and the one before, and the one before, and the one before. It's going to be Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So sub-team meetings also, they've been scheduling like a lab schedule to know when you're going to come in and work hands-on at the lab with your sub-teams. A schedule will be posted later in the week. Is going to be basically a Google Calendar with all the meeting times for each sub-team. and also the lab times for each sub-team. However, it might change potentially with the new members coming in, which we'll be talking about right now.
Can I make a quick note on that last slide?
Yes.
I think it's really beneficial for everybody to come in into the lab in person. I know we for like the past year we've been online, if not I guess hybrid, but there's a lot more engagement and learning that can be done in person. And I know a few members have come in and I've tried to talk with them and like explain the rocket. So I think they learned a lot more in person. So if you guys can make an effort to come in once those lab times are posted, that's going to be, you know, a huge plus for you as well as the productivity of the team. So just try to put that into your plans.
All right, for recruitment. So as we've been mentioning for like the last month now, with the new year comes new members, and the applications for Space City Rocketry are open. So if you know anyone who's interested and wants to be part of SCR and get this SCR, the experience that we offer, just share the link with anyone you know. Next week, we'll be focusing and we're trying to get a public recruiting. So what we want to do is just set up a table with the rocket, have our AAA t-shirts, 2 or 3 of us, and then anyone walks by, if they have any questions, have maybe some papers we can hand down and give them information, make them apply on the spot, all that stuff. Hopefully we'll be happy next week. The idea right now is to be at PGH. If you are on campus and you want to stop by and say hi, you are welcome to. That way we can have more traffic. People can see it, get interested. Also in-class recruiting, Monday, September 6th to Friday, September 10th is the in-class recruiting. So we're going to be going to classes either in person or also online. It has been pushed back a week from what we said, but this will just give us more time to be prepared and get those get into those classes. And then right after that, on the 11th, all the way to the 18th, we'll have interviews. We'll be meeting with each individual who has applied and we think has an opportunity to join the team and go through an interview process in which we'll decide afterwards if where they fit on the team and if they fit on the team at all. And then if you want to volunteer and you want to help out to talk to your class about SCR or another class, if you're interested in helping us out, that way the load is not that much for all of us, message Gustavo or message me on the Discord. We will really appreciate your help. And then also you share all the QR codes, the material, slides, the flyers to anyone you want. It will really help out. So yeah, just let us know. Now, let's move on to the sub-team updates. If you are ready, this is the order of the sub-team leads. First up, structures.
Okay, I'll make it really quick because the AAA guy just pulled up to my door.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, sorry, I can't. Okay, can one of my members just like read off the slide?
Yeah, I saw Mitch. I'm just gonna pick on someone from structures. I thought you would join.
Yeah. So basically, what we did this week was that we got the lab times that we wanted to meet because we were having difficulty getting everyone meeting on our normal Wednesday night. So we were trying to figure out with the new schedule and schoolwork what we were all going to do. And the other thing that was proposed was we had a little bit more a new in-depth design for the modular fin can, which was given to us by Easton. And so then we, Alex and I were doing, or Ben and I, excuse me, were doing a COMSOL FEA analysis on the aluminum mandrel to see if we could use dry ice as a way to easily remove the fiberglass from the wind. And so that's pretty much what we did this week.
Let's go. Thank you, Mitch. Appreciate that. All right, 30K propulsion.
All right, so for 30K propulsion, we did choose one of our lap times, so on Friday from 11 to noon. We will have another hour or so, but I think we'll be waiting on new members to join. So I guess existing members have first dibs on like what time they want, and then we'll figure out another time when we finish our team. But for the most part, we'll be starting our next trade study, which is over the individual candidate motors. So far we've got 15. We don't have a lot of O class, so we'll be adding a couple more. But for the most part, it's evenly split between M class and N class, even though we are kind of biased towards the M class motor. But yeah, we will be adding at least 2 more O class motors, and those are the criteria that we figured out right there on the right. And yeah, I think we should have the trade study done either end of this week or mid next week. And yeah.
All right, thank you, Tala. Ozzy.
All right, hey guys, I got a lot for you guys this week. So first of all, as Irvin had mentioned, we did finally meet in person with the capstone team and discuss a lot of the work that we wanted to complete in the lab and what the schedule is going to be like. So one thing we were all in agreement with was to modify the current test stand that we have that is not being used, and either upgrade it, modify it, make it a little bit better, but we're going to use that just to mount the hybrid motor hardware, which if you look at the picture will only include the injector, a valve, and the oxidizer tank would be replaced with a pressure washer to test the injector. So, and also a small fuel grain, but there's not going to be any heavy thrust, so we should be good with that. The first thing we're gonna do while we're waiting on their manufacturing of the injector is to actually begin working on the valve control system. And we were hoping to meet up with, man, what are they? I forgot the sub-team name, with V, to see about working with them if they want to, if they're interested into coding and creating this electrical valve control system. So that'd be pretty good. Okay. Also, we need to continue our development on solid rocket fuels. I had mentioned to Gus and Irvin that if this hybrid rocket motor is not complete by our deadline of 2023, then we will have the ability to, we would have already produced ammonium perchlorate as our solid fuel so that we can still compete in the ASRAC competition. So that's going to be our work in the lab, as well as looking into and developing procedures on how to mix paraffin wax that is going to be used for hybrid motor. Before we get to that, we need to design and build tools necessary for the fuel mixing, which includes vacuum chamber, acquiring mixing tools or molds, that kind of stuff, either design or purchase a vacuum chamber. Speak with the chem safety department regarding our ability to store and mix fuels in the lab. And also, we've been looking into purchasing or building a single grain motor casing. And that's all going to be done within the next, I hope, month or two. So if you guys want to help with anything, that'd be great. And I also would love to partner up with 30K Propulsion and kind of run down a little bit more in depth with exactly how most of this stuff works.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Very exciting. All right. Analysis. Here you go, Robbie. Take over. All right. Hello, everyone. So for this week in analysis, I decided on sub-team liaison assignments. That is, Amy is responsible for structures, Omar responsible for recovery, Mike responsible for 30K, Jean-Pierre responsible for avionics, and Janan responsible for SRAD propulsion. They will be trying to attend your meetings this week and then hopefully present their findings at our next sub-team meeting. Also, an update on the Siemens software.
Thanks to JP, we finally have the new updated codes, so we're able to create accounts for new members who didn't have an account last year, which means we're able to download NX and FEMAP and on all members of analysis. So I will be in the lab tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. And any analysis members who need to download the software, please come so we can get that all sorted. Also, the summer progress report, we started it last Friday. Made some good progress on it. I hope to submit it by tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes. And then we decided on our meeting and lab times, at least until the new members start to join. So our sub-team meeting is remaining on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. And our lab meeting will be on Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. I'm also thinking of adding another lab time, just so more members can show up and we get more stuff done throughout the week. But that's to be decided on what day. But yeah, that was it for analysis this week.
Thank you, Ravi. Avionics, V.
Hey, so with avionics this week, we continued the presentations. Starting last week, we talked about the different sensors and different subsystems, deciding what we wanted to use for each of the different teams, and kind of what we had in mind for how we can build them as our own. So we continued those presentations this week, just to finish up what we had left over. We talked about some really strong potential ideas. One of the ones that I actually wanted to talk about in this meeting specifically was the cameras. So we talked about potentially including a camera into the body of the rocket, and obviously this camera would have a lot of work to do with the other subsystems, sub-teams, excuse me, mainly structures, to be able to have some area that we have a visibility from. That is something I wanted to mention very specifically during the meeting about potentially adding in a camera in our rocket. We could do internally with the camera. We talked about using mirrors and then having somewhere an opening that we could actually project the image out of, just to kind of get that downwards facing image, but we'd have to choose a material that's both see-through and strong. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about is the image I included in the bottom right there. So in there is an switch is when we do separation testing and things like that. But important to keep in mind, just in general, when we do stuff like that, it allows us to turn on our avionics remotely. So we have to.
Is it just me or is V cutting in and out?
Yeah, he is cutting on that.
Okay.
I thought it was us, but
Yeah, it might be some
The rocket?
network issues.
What's up?
You're just cutting in and out. Could you repeat the
Yeah,
X time?
we didn't hear what you said.
If you can message me, I can't hear you very well. I'm sorry. But it doesn't necessarily matter.
You're cutting off. I don't know if Joao, if you can finish the update.
Yeah, he was just talking about the egg timer. The egg timer is what it's going to give us the ability to be able to remotely power on the avionics bay from far away, basically through a Bluetooth device.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically I think what he was trying to say there.
All right. Sorry, V. Yeah, V, you were cutting off. If you can hear me now, you were cutting off. So Joao just gave a brief explanation of what you were talking about.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we can talk more in depth.
Yeah.
And give you guys a better explanation of it later on. I think V's just bad internet. So.
All right, that's okay. Well, thank you, V, and thank you, Joao. Next up is recovery.
So recovery. Recovery had a really exciting week. We had a new proposed design by Alex and Alan. So thank you to both of them for putting in so much hard work. As you can see on the right there is their proposed design. It's mechanical separation. If you want to find more information about it, you can watch the sub-team meeting from this past week. This week, we'll hopefully get a third proposed design by Garrett Titus Chang. And upcoming is going to be the trade study over the proposed designs. We feel like 3 is a good amount of designs to explore our options and conduct a trade study. And we'll also be starting to look at the guidelines for onboarding presentations for any new recovery members.
Thank you, Carlos. Also, on that note, he said you can check out the recovery video. Most of them, I know for recovery structures, they're on YouTube and also General Meeting. So if you ever want to go back and watch any of the videos, you can just go on the AIAA YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find a lot of the recordings from the meetings. So that was the sub-team updates. Again, for the sub-teams, they're going to be meeting at the lab, and I want to encourage everyone to go. Even if there's not a lot of work, you can still check out the lab. The sub-team leads can explain anything about the rocket. If you have any questions, and just get the hands-on experience, check out what we have in there. If you haven't been there since like the beginning of the summer, it's been reorganized. I know we tried giving that tour earlier in the summer. It looks great, but just going in there, getting some work done, talking to some of the SCR members, getting to know each other. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good year. But now I guess if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I just wanted to ask Ozzy about the electrical stuff that he was talking about on the SRAD engine, SRAD propulsion.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, you were talking about it. I just wanted to get some more clarification on it. What exactly are you looking to implement on it?
Sure. So one of the main challenges regarding electronics when it comes to a hybrid rocket motor is the fact that we have to be able to open up a valve wirelessly at its ignition stage, as well as synchronize the spark plug that we're planning on using to ignite the mixture with the timing, or with the time that the valve will open, and as well as read some pressure measurements, check to make sure that the valve is closed or open. So we're looking for a way to implement that into avionics. So,
Okay. So
it's nothing really like, it's not, yeah, sorry.
System. Yeah. You're just looking for a wireless control system for the SRAD propulsion, I'm guessing then.
Yeah, and we have something in mind already. Not like we don't have something exact in mind, but we kind of have an idea of what to purchase or work off of. But of course, we're working with the Capstone team, so they will be the ones that will finalize the decision on what they want to use and what they want to work with, because at the end of the day, it's their senior project. So we're planning on meeting this Thursday with the Capstone team, and I'll let them know that we want to partner up with avionics to work on that. So it's pretty cool.
Cool.
And also I was going to make a quick announcement. All of the SRAD propulsion stuff kind of has a lot of work that could be implemented into other sub teams. So if any other sub team is wants some extra work, or not extra work, but wants to get an idea of or take on a different small project, I'd be more than happy to work with you guys. I know I'm meeting with Analysis over how we can work together, and as well as I think it'd be awesome if we can meet up with Structures, and I mean obviously 30K propulsion, but Structures as well, to talk about some of the test stand stuff, some of the pressurized container stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff.
It is. It's exciting. This is a long term, man. This is in a couple of years. It's gonna be the main focus of the team. The question Robbie had was, when is the application deadline? So the official day that you can have an application submitted, well, the new members, is on the 15th. So 2 weeks. And then from the 22nd to 25th, one of those 3 days, that timeline is when we're gonna have the final roster completed. Just in case anyone was wondering. Any other questions? No questions? All right, well, I'll officially stop sharing my screen and the recording. You can stay and hang out for a few more minutes. I do have to go right now though, so I would just keep my I'll just keep the I guess the Zoom meeting open just in case anyone wants to stay and talk. But thank y'all for attending. Once we get the design going and we start working like hands-on, it's gonna be exciting. All right, thank y'all for joining. I'll see y'all later.